James Kaufman, World News Report today, February 12th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, well, the same person at different times. I know she's from one of these bat-ass crazy New England states. Help me out, guys. Is it Mass or is it New England? We're talking Maryland. Anyway, let's listen. She puts herself in the guillotine, as always. You know, after you tell so many lies, you can't remember what your lies were. It's hard to keep them straight, right?
We have a Supreme Court that has basically jumped the guardrails and is out there giving power to the president, saying that the president can commit any act that the president wants, saying that Congress cannot authorize agencies to act. So we've got a Supreme Court that is actively undermining our democracy. My view right now is the courts are where we are hanging on to our constitutional structure. They still have the power to hold everybody else in this country in contempt if they do not follow lawfully issued court orders.
Ha ha, you gotta be kidding me, right? I think I'll pass, and, well, I'll take the contempt on this occasion.
Laura Musk and his team, the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, are moving very fast. Bring us up to date. Since Monday, how many more agencies and government systems has he gained access to?
So to date, Musk and his team have accessed at least 11 agencies, and the count is growing every day. So that includes USAID, Treasury, Education Department, FAA, FBI, and what does that mean? That means that with access to these agencies, he has access to the government's biggest payment systems, to personnel information, to the personal information of many Americans, HR systems, and much more. The New York Times also recently reported that DOGE has access to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which has contracts totaling in $1 trillion.
And those all need to be audited, dingball. Go back to Mexico or El Salvador, wherever it is, but don't put that shit on my shore.
We asked the White House about all this access, and the White House claims that Musk and DOGE have, quote, the appropriate security clearances, and that DOGE employees are employees of relevant agencies. But it's not just about gaining access, Amna. Elon Musk has also gleefully tweeted on X about dismantling entire agencies beyond USAID, including the Education Department.
Because government was never supposed to be what it's become. It's now a catastrophe. It needs to be about 1/100th of what it is now. You're just too young and stupid or greedy and selfish to realize it.
You've been reporting on this issue, Musk and his team getting access to the Treasury payment systems. What does that mean? Do we know if he has power to stop payments, for example?
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says that Elon Musk and DOGE have, quote, read-only access. But the White House has not directly answered if Elon Musk and DOGE have the power to stop a number of these payments that go out of that system at the Treasury Department.
You're killing your career, girl. Get on the right side of these issues here. This is very important. It really is.
The White House press secretary today seemed to imply that he might, citing some very specific payments that DOGE itself was stopping. But a source familiar that I talked to, who was familiar with what happened during the transition, said that members of Musk's team were asking the Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service if they could stop payments that were going through that system, and that DOGE wanted information and access to the underlying code of that system.
So what could all that mean?
Yeah, we want to figure out if what we're seeing is reality, and if what the system's shown us is even reality. We need the code. We're not playing games with you people anymore. We need the code so we can see if the payments are legitimate, right? Why do we need the code?
What are the implications of that kind of access?
I spoke to Natasha Sarin. She's a former Treasury official during the Biden administration, and she said that Musk and DOGE's access, which the DOGE team has a number of 19 to 24-year-olds who have no government experience. She said their access poses a risk.
I would think about it as like a data security, cybersecurity risks, right? Risks of private information about individuals, like their social security numbers, their bank account information, getting out to the public. I would think of another category of risks as national security risks. So you're making it more possible for our adversaries. The less secure this data is and this infrastructure is, the more possible it is for our adversaries to be able to manipulate it.
So just to hammer it home, Amna, Natasha said that...
You heard her, to hammer it home. Let me just say, ladies, it's time to move on. You're on the wrong side of the play here. Do you understand? It's game over.
That means that DOGE has access to social security numbers, direct deposit bank accounts for everyday Americans. And we should note that a federal judge did indicate today that he may...
None of that will be needed for where we need to go. They're just trying to put up a roadblock. Again, none of that will be needed for where we're headed. We don't need individual anythings. We're trying to do just a basic audit. Wait until we do a detailed audit. That should be interesting. I wonder where your salary's coming from. Really? PBS.org? I guess I know. We're paying it.
Issue a temporary restraining order against DOGE's ability to access those payment systems.
Laura, what do we know about why Musk and DOGE have been given this kind of apparently unfettered access to these government systems?
Elon Musk has said pretty publicly that his goal is to cut the deficit by stopping all of these improper payments. But he's made a lot of sweeping accusations without any evidence, calling USAID payments there just totally corrupt. He claims that the Bureau of Fiscal Service, that's that Treasury payment system we're talking about, that they've never stopped improper payments. Well, experts that we talk to say that that's a fundamental misunderstanding of what those civil servants do. They're only responsible for cutting checks. They are not responsible for vetting the payments at all. That happens at the agency level. And so there is a concern amongst government workers that Elon Musk is essentially claiming and creating a head fake, saying that there are all these improper payments going out of the federal government.
She finishes, because this is her salary, that they have the ability to stop payments, period. Wow, PBS, they have actually struck the channel, copyright struck the channel for real, and it's the public broadcasting system that Americans pay for. So I shouldn't be able to, and I might get struck for this again. I have no idea, but it's amazing that they did strike me that one time. I guess nothing amazes me anymore. I finally realized how deep of a dog shit hole we actually live in. You know what? I've lost all faith after I've seen these leftist judges coup the country in 48 hours. And hopefully God brings me that faith back tonight. God bless you guys. Share, subscribe. Always remember, anything's possible. Bizarro world.